They took him under cover of night, young Frank just trying to step from his father's shadow. But they saw dollar signs in his famous name, holding the singer's son for ransom. As days dragged in fear for his life, it was one man's calm steel that ensured the chairman's son would live to sing another day. It was a crisp December evening in 1963 when Frank Sinatra Jr. began the short drive from the Sands Hotel in Atlantic City back to his apartment in nearby Margate City, New Jersey. The 23-year-old singer was looking forward to unwinding after wrapping up his season of shows at the Sands. Little did he know what horrors lay in wait. As Frank Jr. turned onto the empty road leading away from the bright lights of the casino strip, a blue sedan suddenly swerved in front of his car, cutting him off. Before he could react, two men emerged wielding revolvers. "Don't make a sound and get in our car," one growled, grabbing young Frank and hauling him inside their vehicle. With that, they sped off into the night, leaving Frank Jr. Pontiac's car abandoned at the scene. The twisted plot was the brainchild of Barry Keenan, a 32-year-old former advertising agent now deep in debt and desperately seeking a big payday. With the help of two small-time criminals, Joe Amsler and John Irwin, Keenan hatched a plan to kidnap Frank Sinatra Jr. and demand a $240,000 ransom from his famous father, knowing the elder Sinatra had the means and motivation to pay whatever it took to bring his son home safely. For the next 2 days, Frank Jr. endured a terrifying ordeal as his kidnappers drove him around, hidden in the trunk of their car, only letting him out briefly to use the bathroom under the cover of darkness. Meanwhile, Keenan placed taunting calls to Frank Sr., demanding the large ransom be delivered or else they'd blow his kid's head off. Under strict FBI instruction, a distraught Sinatra Sr. complied with every demand to buy time for agents to track the kidnappers. On December 11th, the kidnappers instructed Frank Sr. to leave the ransom money in an attached case in a phone booth outside a Las Vegas hotel. But FBI agents were onto the plot, having traced Keenan's calls and zeroed in on the kidnapping team's location. As Keenan and Amsler moved in to collect the cash, SWAT teams sprung into action, apprehending both criminals on the spot. With the ringleaders now in custody, they soon gave up Irwin as well, leading police to a remote LA area property where a disheveled but alive Frank Jr. was at last freed after his harrowing ordeal. The brazen kidnapping shocked the nation and drew intense media attention. In court, Keenan pleaded insanity, but was ultimately convicted and sentenced to life in prison, along with co-defendants Amsler and Irwin. Frank Jr. would make a full physical recovery, but bear deep psychological scars, struggling with personal demons for years as he tried in vain to resume his singing career in the enormous shadow of his famous father. For Frank Sinatra Sr., the trauma of those 2 days when his only son's life hung in the balance would haunt him till his dying day in 1998. Though already a notorious Hollywood tough guy, something switched permanently in Sinatra after the kidnapping. He underwent extensive FBI training and hired a private security detail for his family, paranoid someone might try to strike at him through his loved ones again. And he let his wrath be known about kidnappers to anyone who'd listen, warning in interviews that he believed they deserved death if any harm came to their hostage. Barry Keenan admitted his Frank Sinatra Jr. kidnapping plot was just a misguided attempt at easy money. However, taking his son unwittingly tapped into Frank Sinatra Sr.'s deepest fears and reopened old wounds. To this day, it remains one of entertainment's most notorious crimes, highlighting the real-world perils of celebrity status. No matter one's resources, the wealthy and famous will always face unpredictable threats outside anyone's control. The Sinatra family was forever changed by those terrifying lost days, a reminder that even giants have vulnerabilities beyond any screenplay. A gripping story ends, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Darkness gives way to light even in our worst of times. See you next time. Stay safe out there.